everybody. My name is Melissa Borajs, and I am here today to inform you guys on moving in the military. Moving in the military is pretty tough. It can be stressful. We all know that. But at the same time, it can be fun and exciting as well. For most families, being away from home is not fun. Sometimes it's their first move. Sometimes it can be 10 moves like mine and my husband's. But we're all together and we can all work it out. The three things I'm going to talk to you about are setting up your TMO, getting your area clearance, and finances. Those are the main three things that the military looks at before you can go overseas. The first thing is your TMO. TMO stands for Transportation Management Office. Within your TMO, there's 5 categories. There's your express shipment, your household goods, long-term, car storage, and animals if you want to bring your animals overseas. Express shipment, that usually contains like your linens, pots and pans, a few toys if you have kids. Not very much because you can't, it's maybe 300 pounds, 500 pounds if that you're allowed to bring in your express. Household goods, you can have your rest of your toys, more clothes, picture frames, things like that. You don't want to bring a whole lot because obviously they don't let you bring a lot overseas. Your long-term storage would be everything else you have in your house that you cannot bring overseas. You're going to keep it wherever you're located at. For us, we stayed in Yuma, so our stuff's in Yuma, Arizona. Your cars, coming overseas, some places you're not allowed to bring cars. Okinawa, you're not allowed to bring cars. So then you have to think of where you're going to store your cars or if you're going to sell them. And pets, we did not bring a pet over, but some of you may have. And TMO is a place where you have to go and figure out what you're going to do with your pet and how it's going to get here or where you're going to send it to in the States. Your second one is your area clearance. That one's kind of tricky. That one usually the Marines will take care of. But if you're part of it, it kind of helps and you know what to do. The first one is your passports. You have to have a passport to come over here. You are not allowed to come to Okinawa without a passport. So make sure you get that, and that's for everybody in your household, except your pets. They don't need a passport. Your second one would be all your medical. For everybody who's coming overseas, you have to have medical clearance. If you don't get cleared, unfortunately, you won't be able to come over here. Most of us got it cleared because we're all sitting here today. The third one is your dental. Same thing as medical. You have to go through a dental clearance, make sure you're good to go. If you're not, I'm not sure exactly what they'll do. Depending on what the circumstances, they'll let you know. And your pets, same thing. They have to be cleared through the pet that you go for veterinarian. If they're not cleared to come, they can't come. If they have diseases or something, sorry, they have to stay home with your family. And the third area is finances. Finances are a big thing for lots of us. The first thing is making sure your bills are paid before you come, like your cable, your internet, cell phones. If you owe anybody money, you have to have all that paid for before you come overseas. You don't want to have any debt, pretty much. The second is change of address. Make sure all your stuff's change of address, whether it's to your in-laws' house, brother and sisters, or here if you already know your address by the time you get here. Make sure you have money in your checking account. When you come overseas, they're going to look at that to see how much money you have. If you have zero money, they're not going to allow you to come over here. They need to make sure that you're pretty well set off. Money and savings. Same thing as checking. Just make sure you have money and savings so when you come over here, you will have expenses that come out of pocket. And that's the last thing. Money for when you get to any new destination you go to. There's things that are going to come up. Buying new cars, hotels, food, things the Marine Corps won't pay for that you have to pay out of pocket, and then eventually, hopefully, you get paid back. A thing that me and my husband did, which was a simple way that we created to make sure all of our stuff was in order, is this little binder, and in it we set up like a table of contents, and it has like our orders, the data sheet checklist. You want to make sure you have a checklist. It's the easiest thing to do. For money, we go through USAA. So on USAA, they have all information, a checklist on there, and how you can make sure all these finances are done, and pretty clearance stuff's on there, I'm pretty sure. Your overseas stability stuff, your family medical and dental, your passports. If you have all that, and so you just stick all your papers in there, and then you can just check off what you already have done, and it's all in here. So when you get to your new in, you can just scan your stuff in and you know where everything is alphabetical. So in conclusion, the 3 areas we talked about was TMO, area clearance, and finances. And just like I said, moving is hard, it's tough. I've enjoyed being here overseas. I've met lots of friends, lots of great teachers who are teaching me lots of new things, so hopefully one day I'll be a teacher like you guys. And I think that's it. Anybody have any questions? No? So I thank you all for coming and hearing my speech about moving in the military.